We're back with a new episode of the Frisco ISD podcast. Today, we'll explore how our community can get involved and give back through volunteering with Frisco ISD. I'm Jamie Driscoll, and I'll be speaking with Ashley Sine, Director of Community Relations and the Frisco Education Foundation, about the various ways you can make a difference in our students' lives. Oh, and stay tuned after our conversation for news and updates from around the district. Ashley, welcome to the podcast. We're excited to have you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your role here with Frisco ISD.
Sure, excited to be here. So I'm the director of the Community Relations Department and Frisco Education Foundation. I've been here just over a year, and before that, I have several years' experience in the Education Foundation space.
Well, welcome, even though it's been a little while. It's fantastic to have you. You're a colleague of mine, and I really enjoy working with you. So let's jump right into it. How many volunteer opportunities exist within Frisco ISD?
Oh, lots of opportunities.
Like more than 10?
Definitely more than 10.
Okay.
So if you're a student, parent, community member, any of those guys, you all have lots of opportunities to volunteer around here. Really, the easiest way to get involved as a parent is with the PTA on your home campus.
Okay.
Most of them have a PTA. Middle schools and high schools, you'll see PTSA a lot of times. And we actually have one PTO in the district. So check out your campus first, and start with the PTA. And then if you wanted to kind of get more on the district level, PTA council is something to check out. And each campus has a delegate and a president from their PTA, and they're more involved on the council level.
Fantastic plug for a fantastic organization. So what you're saying is start with your PTA and go from there.
Yes, but there are so many more opportunities. So I can speak to the better district level opportunities.
Okay.
That's my better way to speak to it. Your campus, definitely always check out that. We'll talk about volley a little bit later. They'll have a lot of opportunities in volley. But for now, as far as the district goes, something that I've seen be really impactful is Insight. So if you're interested in learning more all about our district on all kinds of levels, you'll hear from our CFO, our superintendent, our curriculum writers, our coordinators, all kinds of people that can help you really understand what we do in Frisco ISD. That is where you apply. We take about 30 people. It's randomly selected, so we don't have any way we're pulling people. But that is, I think it's one day a month. It's a Friday a month and 4 or 5 Fridays, and we kind of teach you all about Frisco ISD. I think that's one of the most impactful ways to get involved. If you're looking to get involved on any kind of level, right now we're doing school supply drives. That will probably run until September. People continue donating school supplies to the district, and we are so grateful for that because we have lots of teachers and students who need those. In fact, we just finished a really big school supply drive, and my team packed over 1,000 backpacks with EPI kits, and that's both for high school, middle school, and elementary too, so secondary and elementary.
Wow. Lots going on here at the beginning of the school year, correct?
Oh, yeah.
So right out of the gate, Ashley, we've heard a lot of wonderful opportunities to get involved here in Frisco ISD as a volunteer. So let's talk now about how do you do that? How do you become a volunteer?
Sure. So we'll start with the background check. You need to go to Frisco ISD's website and search Volley. That's spelled V as in Victor, O-L-Y. Follow that whole process. There's a whole website that kind of walks you through the process. You have to start an account. And then by the time you get to the end, you click the submit button. It takes about 3 to 5 business days to hear that your background check is approved. If you don't hear back from us, it gives you some instructions to reach out to us. But usually in 3 to 5 business days, all is good.
Okay. You know, I saw the volley system. I thought that was the new tennis court reservation system. And so what you're telling me is that is not the case.
That is not the case.
Okay. So is there anything else about the volley system that volunteers should understand or know about, like features or benefits, for instance?
Sure. So our PTAs use this the most, but we also see it with watchdogs. Every campus can have their own team, for example. So they can put their own volunteer opportunities in the volley system. So unless you're logged in, though, you're not going to be able to see your campus's volunteer opportunities. So make sure you're logged in whenever you get in there. Also, this is following the background check, I should add.
Okay.
So once your background check approved and you're logged in, your campus or your team will be able to list all those volunteer opportunities, and you can go in and click on which one you want to sign up for.
Okay. The horse before the cart is the background check.
The background check.
Okay. Now, I know there's several different programs that you are involved with. Let's just go through some of those and chat about them a little bit. Because I think, once folks out there hear about some of these different programs, they may find some interest in one or the other. So let's just jump right into it with community relations, something you have your hand in, right?
Oh, sure. Every day. We love it. So that's a fun part of my job. We work, district deals comes to mind first because we have so many community partners who want to offer teachers some kind of benefit, some kind of discount. So 10% off every time you come in, 20% off, or buy one, get one free, whatever it is. We list those out to our teachers and our staff internally. But if you're out there and you're a community member and you say, hey, I really want to make sure my business or company is offering some kind of deal, let us know. Please email us on the department website. We'd love to know that. So that's the first thing that comes to mind. We're also, I kind of mentioned school supplies. We're very, very heavy on school supplies right now. And that actually starts in April. So our school supply drive, you'll see it on the district website as early as April. And I say early because at the end of school, no one is really thinking about school supplies for the next year. And they don't really want to think about that at the time, which is fair. But we really need to start getting those going. That way we can pack them in July and they're ready when the students get here in August. But we continue to collect things throughout the year. We'll also get some like coats for our kids, all kinds of different clothing, gloves, all kinds of things that the students need. And you know what? I should also make a plug for PTA Threads because they collect a whole lot of clothing and students who really need clothes for the school semester. Actually, they'll go in August and I think January, and they'll tell them how many items to get and things like that. It's super helpful for those students. So that comes to mind. Inside, of course, I've already mentioned. We're always busy in our office. It
sounds like it. This is one of 5 items that I'm about to mention. So that's
well,
already a lot.
And I could keep going too.
I know you can. Okay. I don't. I'm going to move on. We're going to move on. This one's throwing me for a loop right here. You're going to have to explain this one.
Okay.
Incubator program. Incubator
and accelerator.
Okay. What is that?
That is something, a year ago when I started, that was the program that I had to learn the most and the fastest about. So these are student startup businesses, and we have it at 5 of our high schools, and I'm going to try and name all 5 of them right here. So Emerson is our latest. They're our newest high school with it. Centennial, Heritage, Frisco High School, and Lone Star High School. Nailed it. Wow. So all 5 of those high schools have this program, and it's where students really can start a business. There's curriculum that we have. There's a dedicated teacher to the program. Actually, I just went to a conference with 3 of the teachers and our CTE coordinator, and we learned all about Incubator. It was a lot of fun. These students are pitching amazing ideas. This is also where I kind of have my Frisco Education Foundation hat on because FEF is the one that handles all the money. So we have a district
FEF.
pitch night.
What is that again?
Frisco Education Foundation.
The Frisco Education
Yes,
Foundation.
I'll tell you more in a minute, but I have to finish Incubator.
Okay.
So they come in and they do a district pitch night at the end. There's a lot that happens before that, but we end up with some finalists from each school. They do a district pitch night in April, and the Frisco Education Foundation, we actually pledge about $3,000, and the judges that we bring in, they kind of award that money on their own.
Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds like a cool TV show, actually.
It's a very cool TV show, kind of like Shark Tank.
Yeah.
You've heard of it? Yep.
It does sound like that.
Yep.
Okay, Ashley, we got another one here. ISM. It's another acronym. You guys are famous for acronyms.
So many.
What is that?
You know what? Our whole industry is famous. So ISM, Independent Study and Mentorship. This is at every high school. It's very cool. These students can elect to take this class. I'm going to try and hit this on the surface level, but the student can figure out what they want to study, what they really want to dedicate a whole year of study to, and they do a whole project on it. In October, it's usually around October, I think, we bring in a lot of business partners throughout the whole city, all of Frisco ISD actually, because we hit actually 4 cities, right? So they'll come in. I think we need 70 to 100 mentors every time, and we'll do some different interviews with the students. So if you're interested in something like that, you do have to be background checked, I should say. But if you're interested in something like that, look for something around September. And if you don't see anything, just call my community relations office. We can hook you up.
Great. So I'm going to throw this out there. My daughter was part of this program. She her mentor was at UT Southwestern, and this would have been in 2018. And guess what? She is now working at UT Southwestern in neuropsychology research, which is amazing. The same doctor she interned for when she was a junior.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. That is really cool. Yeah. That's amazing for her. So this one, you can actually just volunteer for a day and help with the interview process, or you can dedicate a whole year alongside a student, which is what your daughter did. And you really get a chance to develop that student's, just their knowledge around the whole entire, whatever it is they're studying. So sometimes it's meteorology, sometimes it's cardiovascular, anything at the hospital. So they're really cool opportunities for this one. If you really want to dig in with the mentorship thing, this is a perfect opportunity.
Yeah, if you want to help kids with interviewing skills and things like that, there are lots of different opportunities there, big and small. So two more, FISD Achieve Mentoring.
Oh yes, this is a different kind of mentorship. This is something where you would volunteer about 30 minutes of your time every week, and it's the same time, same day. Yes, it can change every once in a while, but for the most part, you are really pledging your time to a student for about 30 minutes a week. It can be all kinds of grade levels, kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. And so Randall Ford works with that the most in our student services department. He's great. So anytime I'm presenting something, it's just different opportunities, I make sure to bring Randall in. He can tell you all about it. You are trained. I think he does a training session most Tuesday nights, and that could change just throughout the year. But most Tuesday nights right now is when he does his training. This is amazing. One of my teammates does this. And she goes every Thursday morning to her school, and we just know she's going to be in after 9. But you know what? I don't mind that at all, because I think that's awesome, that the time that we're giving back to our kids.
I used to be a mentor as well. It was a quite rewarding experience for sure. Yeah,
I could see you doing
that. One more, Speakers Bureau. What is the Speakers Bureau, and how can people become a speaker within that bureau?
Within the bureau, well, let me tell you. So the Speakers Bureau this is on our website too. So if you are interested in speaking to classrooms, groups, any kind of topic, really, you can go through this process. We're adding a layer this year. We want to go ahead and do a volley background check with everybody before we put you on the Speakers Bureau, just because if a teacher gets on the Speakers Bureau and says, hey, I need some career day speakers, we want to make sure all those people are background checked. So if you're interested, I know several architecture firms, several construction firms, all kinds of different industries, attorneys, doctors, they like to sign up for this kind of stuff, because if a counselor needs to find somebody and they don't have any parents that can do it, they can actually refer to our Speakers Bureau and say, hey, we've got a whole career day now.
Great. The Speakers Bureau. Get involved with that.
Yes,
that's a cool one.
Please.
Okay, a couple more questions, and we're going to call it a day here. I know you've got a lot to do, obviously, as you have just outlined to us. But what are some of the success stories of volunteers in Frisco ISD that can inspire new volunteers to get involved?
Sure. So a couple of things come to mind. First, since I've been here for just over a year, I think the biggest program that people say make an impact is Insight. I've met so many people that are really involved with our district that say, oh, I did Insight 2 years ago. I did Insight 3 or 4 years ago, or however many years ago. That's where a lot of it seems to start. And then they get involved with district committees. And there are so many different layers that I haven't even talked about yet. So that's been a good one. But my favorite story is last November, December. It was starting to get a little chilly outside. And we had a school call over to our student services area and said, hey, we need like 60 coats. And we looked, and we didn't have quite that many, but we were getting ready to call PTA Threads just to kind of see if we could work with them. And then less than 2 hours after we found out about this need, we had 7 bags of coats dropped off in the front lobby. And so all the coat needs were met, and it was amazing. And so everything that you guys are doing, HOAs will kind of do a drive, and we don't even know about it, and then they'll bring it up here. So the community is amazing. And so we're just that department that can help match the need to the donor, any kind of need, right? Whether it's money, whether it's coats, whether it's gloves, whether it's school supplies. So those are a couple of my favorite stories.
It sounds like to me we have a very giving community, and you bring a lot of those people together, frankly.
Yeah, we have a good time doing it. We love working with everyone. So
what
please
a cool
let us
job.
know.
Yeah. No, this is great. I guess lastly, I think you've probably hit on some of this, but just one more time to reiterate to our listeners, how do you get started volunteering at Frisco ISD?
Sure. Make sure you start with the Frisco ISD website. Look for Volley. That is spelled again, V as in Victor, OLY. Go through that application process. Give us 3 to 5 days after you click the submit button, and everything will come back. We'll get in touch with you if anything is different. But it should take 3 to 5 days. And then get connected. You can do a district newsletter sign up if you're not already signed up. You can do all kinds of different department signups, athletics, fine arts, special education, guidance and counseling, just to name a few. You can also contact your campus. So if you really don't know how to get involved, you've listened to this podcast, you've done some things, and you just don't know what to do, just talk to your school secretary. Any of those people in the front office at your school can help you figure out some kind of way to get involved.
Great. This has been outstanding, Ashley. Hopefully somebody out there will become inspired after this podcast to get involved.
I hope so.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
You too.
Stick around for updates from around the district.
The annual Marching Band Showcase is returning to the Ford Center on Tuesday, September 24th. This is your chance to witness all 12 Frisco ISD high schools perform their UIL competition show selections in one epic evening. Tickets ahead of the event are $6 but will increase to $7 at the door. To order your tickets early, head over to tickets.friscoisd.org. Are you interested in a future with Frisco ISD? The district is always looking to expand its team of dedicated professionals who are passionate about making a difference. Whether you're interested in positions inside or outside the classroom, Frisco ISD offers a welcoming environment with a strong sense of community, competitive benefits, and opportunities for growth. To view our openings, visit www.friscoisd.org/employment.